What is up, people? What is up? So, thank you for joining me, man. This is On the Mark with your boy Marcus Washington, where we talk everything Falcons football, man. So, Atlanta got another win under their belt, bike to bike on them against the Cleveland Browns. Final score was what, 23-20. Um, this man, listen, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this dub. I'm gonna take this dub. This was the first game of the season. I think I felt a bit frustrated because I felt like we were playing down to the Cleveland Browns. I think we should have smoked the socks off of the Cleveland Browns, seeing how they had two of their, yeah, I'm in here early. They had two of their stout defensive players out. Um, and I just felt like we were playing down to them. And then when we scored to take the lead, uh, Cleveland comes back uh, and scores. But man, listen, being a Falcons fan as long as I've been, man, you know that when we make a touchdown like that, you can cheer for it, but the defense about to give up the draws. You know that by now. Ironically, the defense came up with two monster plays to end the game. One was a sack from Grady Jarrett, and then the other one was a pick from Alford. So um, I'm gonna take this dub, man. 2-2. That puts us in second place, clear. 2-2. We're behind Tampa Bay in the South. They got a 2-1 record, and then they're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. So who knows what's going on, Gerard? RJ says Cleveland Browns gave the Falcons the game. I don't know, man. I think we had many opportunities to. I mean, think about it. We had a series. We had a series of drives where we went three and out, three and out, three and out, interception. Marcus Mariota, this is his first bad game of the season. Um, I mean, he was high pointing the ball. His accuracy was off. Uh, and where this game changed is when they put this boy Huntley in the game, man. What's going on, John? What's going on, Roger? Uh, now, listen, Huntley, I felt we shouldn't have even cut. Um, I thought he should be playing behind. It should have been Cordell Patterson, Damian Williams, which we ain't seen since the first game, and then Huntley. But then they let Huntley, they let Allison go, and then the next day they signed Huntley on the practice squad. I thought this man was a stud in the preseason. That's where this game changed. When Cordell kind of went out because he's had, knee issues. Um, and I saw this boy run the first time. I'm like, okay, we might be on to something. Atlanta ended up with over 200 yards rushing, bro. I think we're coming into the game. We were the number 5 team in rushing. That probably went up today by a long shot. We might be top 3 now. And Marcus Mariota didn't run a lot. This is just straight up. This is running back work we got. But your boy Huntley just bought him some time, fam. He just bought him some time. Right now, I would put Huntley above Damian Williams. Algier had 2 great runs. But when they started putting that combination of Huntley and Algier in, I'm like, man, they don't have an answer for this, bro. They don't have an answer for, man, these studs are running all over them. So that's what got us back in the game, man. The fact that we were able to run the ball at will. I think there was 5 straight to Huntley. 5 straight. And they couldn't stop nothing, bro. And that helped Marcus Mariota because Mariota was having a rough day in the air. Kyle Pitts, sooner or later, they're going to have to put a package together exclusively for Kyle Pitts, man. I think Kyle Pitts only had 1 reception, bro. What's going on, Epic? RJ says, I can't believe they kept this young bull Caleb Huntley on the practice squad. We actually cut him and then signed him the next day to the practice squad. I don't think he should have got cut because he showed enough in the preseason where it's like, man, this boy can be something. But now they got to take notice because they brought in Cordell Patterson for 1 play after all of this, and then he gained 6 yards, went back over there on the sideline. Man, if I'm Arthur Smith, I'm sitting Patterson down next week. I'm gonna go ahead and sit him down. He's got, knee issue right now. Go ahead and sit him down, man. You got these young guys that proved in this game, we can do a little something too now. I like the way Algier runs. Nasty. He's one of those, man. He's one of those I like contact guys. So the running game got us back in there, man. The defense, I'm not gonna say they were butt cheeks. I'd say they were the left butt cheek today. Because the first quarter, I don't know why this defense starts off so slow. But they came through probably at the beginning of the third quarter where the score was kind of stagnated for a second, and we were waiting for the offense to wake the hell up. You know what I mean? What's going on, Francis? We were waiting for the offense to wake up. The defense did their job in that little series. And then in the final drive, they did their job. This is the second time Grady Jarrett has had a sack that pretty much ended the game. This is the second time. So Grady has had 2 huge sacks. So what I'll say now is Vegas, we had 2 games. Remember Vegas, beginning of the season, Vegas had us hit. Listen, man, y'all check this out. We don't think the Falcons are going to win. They're going to win 2 games. That's it. That's it. John says Algier didn't do really nothing until Huntley started balling. Meanwhile, the bulk was going to Cordell on that. So, but yeah, he did get busy. I would too. Man, we got this boy that he came off the practice squad, dog. And y'all giving him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches? Bike to bike? Nah, man. Hey, man, next time I get it, I'm trying to run to the moon. I'm not about to let this young boy take my spot. So that was actually a good move. He did get busy after Huntley. Though. But yeah, man, we finally got, after all these years, essentially since Devontae Freeman signed his extension with us, we ain't had a run game since then. So now we got 1, 2, 3. We got 3 guys that can really, and I'm putting Huntley in this too now. I'm putting Huntley in this third guy because Huntley showed me something in the preseason. I just ain't capping. When I saw the cut and I saw we let Huntley go, I'm like, come on, man, what y'all doing? And then they signed him to the practice squad. I'm like, yeah, okay. But what I'm seeing from this team now, offensive line, great blocking. Offensive line played decent today. They played decent today. When you have 200 yards of rushing, yeah, your O-line played good today. So the O-line is no longer an excuse. They're doing their job. That was the excuse when we had, the other guy here all those years. Oh man, the O-line can't block and we ain't got no run game. And man, if the offensive line just did their job, man. And yeah, offensive line got to get some credit for this, man. 200 yards rushing. They got to get credit. They got to get credit for this. So speaking of the other guy, because I like to keep tabs on team or players that left us and went to another team thinking they're greener pastures. So the Colts are now 1-2-1. That means we got a better record than they do. With $100+ million quarterback. I don't even want to look at Matt Ryan's numbers, man, because people be thinking I'm big hating if I look at Matt Ryan's numbers. But I can almost guarantee you they're pedestrian, bro. I can almost guarantee you he's probably got a pick in there somewhere. Probably got a pick in there somewhere. Man, let's look up these stats, man. Let's look up Matt Ryan's stats for the day. And I'm gonna come full circle on why this is important. Okay. All right. Did 356 yards, 2 touchdowns, yeah, 1 interception. He had a passer rating of 109. Not bad. I wonder. Let me go quarter by quarter. I bet you the bulk of these yards came in the fourth, but that's not bad. Let me quit hating. Let me quit hating. That's pretty decent, man. So anyway, reason why I bring up this is you see the plays that are called today, last week, just from week 1, the whole season. This is an offense that Matt Ryan cannot dictate. There was I saw Mariota dodge at least 2 sacks today. 1 sack I thought he was dead to rights on. Matt sitting down on that. Matt he about to swallow that sack. The read option, all this other stuff, it's dangerous because these teams know Marcus Mariota can and will run. Ain't nobody scared of Matt Ryan, bruh. You put Ryan back there and try and do a read option. Matt's running to the line of scrimmage before he gets caught. So this is why I think you're starting to see a drastic change in this offense, man. I mean, we're scoring, around the 26 point mark. I remember there were some games last year, bro. We struggled to get 14. There were a couple of games where we didn't even score 10. We scored 10 in the first quarter of this game. Offense looks completely different. And then, man, let me ask y'all something. Do y'all even care that Bryan Edwards is on this team? I ain't trying to be funny, bro. I forgot him last week. I forgot Bryan Edwards last week. I forgot he was even on the team, bro. Then when I saw the injury report, I'm like, Bryan Edwards is out? Damn, I forgot he even played last week. That's how this offense is clicking. You forget about that other guy who's supposed to be on the other side of the offense. Okay, y'all put Zach over there. We'll be all right. Zach had a couple of clutch catches too. RJ says QB and Arthur Smith system needs to be athletic. I agree with that 100%. When your guy Tannehill got that payday, it was behind that Arthur Smith offense. But you do have to be mobile to be in a situation like this. I think, next week, I'm not really, Mariota had a bad game. But hey, we got the dub. Next week he definitely needs to be a lot better. There was a stretch where he was one of 8 passing. Man, matter of fact, man, I did it to Matt Ryan. He ain't even on our damn team, so I got to do it to Mariota. Mariota didn't have a good game, but he had a clutch throw in the fourth quarter. But I'd be remiss if I did not mention another fourth quarter blunder by Marcus Mariota, where the ball leaves his hand as it's being spiked. We're 4 weeks in now. This has happened 3 of the 4 games in the fourth. So I'm looking at this sideways now, man. I'm like, hey, y'all might want to just talk to Marcus Mariota in the beginning of the fourth quarter and let him know to keep his damn eyes on the ball. I mean, 2 of these could have been catastrophic. One of them literally cost us a game. If you really think about it, man, Atlanta should be sitting here 3-1 right now, bruh. Atlanta should be sitting here 3-1 at the top of the division, kicking back, sipping beers. You convert that third one, game over, man. But I digress. I'll take this. I'll take this. Vegas said we was only gonna win two. So all we gotta do is win one more. We have what's October, uh, November, December, and January. So we got like 3 months to win one game. I think we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna do that. Um Now I said the ceiling is 7. Um I still think it's 7 because we're playing every one of these games close. We haven't smoked a team and put them out. All these games have been close. Now, to me, some will say that's a bad thing. I'd say it's a good thing because one, you got 9 guys on defense that were not on our defense last year. Your offense is literally changed too when you think about it. So I think this is actually good because remember last year we were 0 of 8 game winning drives. Atlanta was 0 for 8 last year, bruh. 0 for 8. And I keep mentioning we was paying a guy $100+ million. We getting more production from this team offensively already than we did last year. What's going on, Terrence? Terrence said good win, good win today. Yes, sir. Uh John says, I know it's still early, but I'm ready for Ritter. I'm ready for Ritter. Um, this was Marcus Mariota's day today, man. Whew. 139 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, passer rating of 41. That's not good. That's a bad day. That's a very bad day. Um, and as I sit here clowning on Matt Ryan, Marcus Mariota hasn't had a rating over 100. He almost got there last week, 99.8. He hasn't even thrown for 300 yards this season. But I don't think that with this type of running game, you don't need to throw for 300 yards. When you're getting 200 yards of rushing, you don't need 300 yards of passing. Let's see. Abel says no one saw this Falcons rushing attack at the beginning of the season. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think they were going to be this good. I knew Cordell Patterson was going to be good because he was good last year, no matter where they put him. I was just questioning, man. I don't know what Williams is going to look like behind him. And then Algier was out for the first game. So I didn't know. But I will tell you this. Your boy Huntley about to get some more time. He about to get some more time, man. Eldrick, what's going on? He says, good win, but Marcus looking over his shoulder like that blank. Hey, man. Ritter, his time might be nearing. I mean, my problem is, and I like Mariota. I like Mariota, man. He made a great pass in the fourth quarter. I'm not going to take that from him. My thing is 3 out of the 4 games he's had Butterfingers holding the ball in the fourth quarter. Like this is like textbook. So Epic says I got that Rotimi theme song on repeat right right now. Rise up. I know there were people complaining because he's not from Georgia. I know. I think I heard Ti say something. Hey man, you gotta be from the South. You talking about the Falcons, whatever, man. Listen, it's a song. I don't care where you're from. Um, I don't think Samuel Jackson is from Georgia. And he's like the second mascot up in here. So, um, Gerard says it's an APB out on Pitts. I swear, man, I'm literally gonna have to go back and look at this game and just look at where they have because they tried to line Pitts up in multiple places. Um, I think to a certain extent, defenses are just taking Pitts away because they know how dangerous this guy is. If you put him on one, it's pretty much the equivalent of the game. Y'all remember when we played Carolina and the whole entire game, they were playing man coverage on Julio Jones. And I think both of them were like rookie corners. Julio Jones had 300 yards receiving. That's what you're going to give up to Kyle Pitts if you just say, hey, man, go over there and hold him. We're going to trust you to hold Kyle Pitts all game. We got this over here. Kyle Pitts is going to destroy a team. That's why teams don't want to be first in line for that work. You know, I've seen plays where, man, they have Kyle Pitts in motion. Man, you see that the other side of the field damn near go with him. They're not trying to give that up. And these other tight ends know how dangerous Kyle Pitts could be. You know, how come he's not getting open like Kelsey? He's faster than Kelsey. We literally talking about a wide receiver masquerading or moonlighting as a damn tight end. So they will get him involved. But honestly, if y'all followed me for any time, the last 7 years I was in the group I was in, y'all know I don't care nothing about stats. I care about dubs. If we got the W and he only had one catch for 18 yards or whatever, okay, man. Go get him next week, Tiger. If that's the case, Drake and Zach should eat then. Drake had a couple of I would say Drake had a relatively quiet day today. Let me look at what Drake had today. Zach had a pretty productive day. So Drake went for Lord. Drake went for 2 receptions, 17 yards. Man, that's ugly. That's ugly, bro. His long was 10. That's ugly. But when you look at this though, right? Your quarterback, according to stats, played like ass. Drake London didn't do nothing. Kyle Pitts didn't do nothing. Let me look up Kyle Pitts' numbers so we can put facts in here. So Kyle Pitts had 1 reception for 25 yards. That's it. So between Kyle Pitts and Drake London, they had less than 50 yards receiving between the two of them. And you still won. And not only did you win, this should have even been close. Atlanta should have been beating the brakes off this team, man. Today's win, hold on. John says today's win was the run game and defense. I agree with that 100%. But that's what a good run game can do. A good run game can have your number 1 and number 2 receiver go for less than 50 yards receiving. Any other team probably losing. And Nick Chubb still got his 100 yards. That's Nick Chubb. Man, I'm watching Nick Chubb run the ball, and I swear it's like watching Madden. How he just shakes tackles and just, man, that's ridiculous. But outside of that, 22, 23 yard run that he had, he was pretty much kept in check for the most part. You know, so Zeke had 2 receptions for 55. Yeah. So our pass offense really wasn't good. Epic, Epic just threw this out here. The Saints, sorry. I watched that game, man. Now I listen. As Atlanta Falcons fans, we're almost trained from birth to hate the New Orleans Saints from birth. Um, I don't ever remember a time where I even cared about. I hate the Saints colors. I don't have nothing black and gold in my house as a combination. I don't. I hate the Saints come marching in song. I hate that who that. I hate that so much when Cincinnati was talking about who they gonna beat them Saints. I said, man, I hate that too. But I will say this. When you're without Alvin Kamara, you're without Michael Thomas, you're without Jameis Winston, you're playing with Andy Dalton, who at one time was, I swear, he was playing for the other team too, because he was a pick six monster. And they played decent. Now they still at the bottom where they belong. Imagine that. Vegas had us pegged to win too. Look at who at the bottom now. And I don't know. And I think Landry played today. But that boy Olave, man, listen. Whether I hate the Saints or not, that boy Olave is the truth. That is a game breaker wide receiver. But when it comes to the Saints, can you trust their guys being healthy? Kamara's dealing with a rib injury. And then after what happened to Tua on Thursday Night Football, you best believe these teams are now evaluating their guys that are injured. So if you even hop the wrong way, hey man, come back over here to the sideline. Let's see. Do you think we're about to start running after 2 games in a row? Who do we have? Who do we have next week? Let me see for a second. So we have the Bucks next week. And then we have the 49ers. If you would have asked me, if you would have asked me before the season started, do I think we can beat some of these teams, like, evaluating these teams, I would have looked at the 49ers as a loss. I think that's a win now. And the only reason I think that is because, bro, they put up 10 points against Denver. Everybody knows right now Denver is struggling to get their offense working with a future Hall of Fame quarterback in Russell Wilson. They beat them boys 10-11, bruh. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, and I'm looking at how we're handling some of these other teams' star players. Y'all hear from Amari Cooper today? Amari Cooper might as well been back home on the couch. AJ Terrell put the clanks on this boy. And San Francisco, they got Debo. Debo's a monster. They got Kittle. Kittle's good. But they're dealing with a brigade of injured running backs like they always do. So I think that's attainable. The Buccaneers next week, to me, is going to be the test. Now, we don't know who's going to be playing. I think they're expected to get Chris Godwin back today, and I think Mike Evans. But fam, you don't, from week to week, you don't know who their players are going to be. Cooper, one reception for, Eldrick, 1 reception for 9 yards. Boy, might as well stayed in the locker room. 1 reception for 9 yards, and they paying this man top dollar too. Man, you ought to be ashamed going to get your paycheck. When you show up to get your money, I think they direct deposit it now. But you should look at your phone and just put your head down. You ain't earned that check. You ain't earned that check today, Coop. One reception, but not really. You ain't even give me a first down. John says Julio's hammies are always questionable. Yeah, Julio might show up for the game. His hammies, different story. It's never Julio's a game time decision. It's his hammies are a game time decision. Julio be there. Hammies ain't. And then if Julio even suits up, man, y'all know the deal, man. We dealt with this the last 3 years we had him. Y'all know the deal. First and second, he out in third. He make a catch, roll over to the sideline. That's why I say, man, Julio might as well retire after this year, man. Them hammies are already retired. And Julio gonna go into the ring of honor here. Ain't no question about that. Man, his hammies is still on vacation, man. We 4 weeks into the season. They still on vacation. They still in Turks and Caicos. They in off season. So I ain't worried about I ain't worried about Julio's status. He's probably gonna play us. Because if it's any game he's gonna want to get up for, it's us. But that's Julio. His hammies might not want to get up for that game. So we'll see how that. But that's our next game, man. I think that's going to be our test. But we got them, we got the 49ers, and then we got the Bengals to close out the month. Man, if I'm being realistic, we gonna walk away with one of these wins. Then we got the Panthers. Well, the Panthers on the 30th of October to close out the month. I think that's a W. That's a W. Hold on. I'm looking at something completely different. I'm looking at the damn preseason, man. Because I'm like, how are we playing the Panthers? Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. Those two are dubs. Because the Panthers are dumpster fire right now. They're dumpster fire right now. Baker Mayfield, man. I know people were trying to give Baker a lot of credit. Baker trash. I was forced to watch them play the Saints last week. He garbage. So I think we get both of them. I think we get both of them in Carolina. So that's 4 wins right there. So we would have doubled what Vegas said we weren't going to get. Abel, what's going on? He says Cooper was in witness protection today. Yeah. Coop stole a check today, man. He stole a check today. And AJ had been, criticized, the last couple of weeks. Because AJ, he was getting cooked. First week, he got cooked by Michael Thomas twice. I'm like, man, I don't like that, AJ. I don't like that, baby. You better than that. But first game of the season, hey man, it happens. It happens. Okay, so then you play the Rams. I'm not gonna put Cooper Kupp exclusively on AJ. Because that's Cooper Kupp. That's a different monster right there. It's all right. We play the Seahawks. DK Metcalf got you a couple of times, but in the end, we got the dub. And then you put the clanks on Coop. So I think right now AJ's getting back into that shutdown. He's getting back to that shutdown mode he was in last year, where you ain't about to walk the dog on me. But some of these other guys in the secondary, they getting sauteed out here, man. They getting sauteed out here. They got to stop. Um, John says, "Man, I just hope we beat them funky ass Saints when we play in New Orleans." We always it's been weird with them. They've won here, and then we go back and win in New Orleans. Um, but I think we might have found something with this run game. I'm going to sit Cordell Patterson this week. If I was Arthur Smith, I'm gonna sit him because even when I brought him in, what was that in the fourth quarter? He ran one play and then went right back out. This was after sitting out for damn near a whole quarter. So, and these coaches are going to be under some serious scrutiny moving forward because of the Tua situation. Man, if you know that man can't go because of his knee, put him down and let this boy Huntley eat. Let Algier and Huntley eat. The beautiful thing about our team is we got weapons don't nobody know about. Some of these guys were wide open. They don't know about these guys, man. They know about Kyle Pitts. They focus all their attention there. But who would think a guy off the practice squad was going to get 56 yards in his first series? They wasn't expecting that. That's what we have on our side right now. We got a platoon of good players that people do not know. But I'm gonna take this dub, man. Cleveland. I think Cleveland came in. Their record was 2-1, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was 2-1. So we hung another L on them. So they 2-2 now, and I feel good about that. Real good. Because last year, what did we start out the season at last year, man? Last year we was like 0 and something. The last 2 years, we in the loss column, man. So I'm gonna take this, man, and we will get prepped for Tampa Bay next Sunday. Y'all know I'll be on here, same time, same place, same voice, no face, me. Um Epic said Epic says Tua got slept and started throwing up gang signs. So yeah, man, that was a hard thing to watch. Because I think anybody, hindsight is always 2020. Don't get me wrong. But I think everybody that saw Tua take that hit Sunday knew it wasn't a damn back issue. I think everybody that saw that knew he got rocked. That was a head issue. So for him to be able to start 4 days afterwards and then seeing that happen to him, um, and seeing how he kind of fell on his side and seized up and then landed back on his back and his fingers were just, man, that was some scary stuff to watch, man. That was some very, very scary stuff to watch. And I know it's football, man, but I never want to see these guys, get hurt like that, man. Hurt, it's part of the game, man, but you're talking about a head injury that's traumatic. You know what I mean? Like that, that's serious stuff. You can dislocate your shoulder and be all right for the rest of your life. You talking about brain injuries, man, that's a completely different thing. That when people talk about Antonio Brown's career, it was before the hit and after the hit. Antonio Brown turned into a completely different story after the hit. So, hey man, I hope Tua gets better. But that's Dolphins business. We're in the business of Falcon football over here, man. And I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna enjoy this win. I'm gonna kick back and watch football in peace for the rest of Sunday. So anyway, man, I'm up out of here. Y'all have yourselves a great week, man, and we will reconvene back here next Sunday. And hopefully we're talking about a win over Tom Brady. But if not, we're still on here, and we're gonna go hard for our team. So with that being said and done, man, I am up out of here. Y'all have yourselves a great Sunday. Peace.